come to me with a problem and a solution. Don't come in my office with a problem unless you have already thought of the questions I'm going to ask you. And you know the questions I'm going to ask. What are our goals? What's a potential solution? What are the downsides of it? What are the upsides? And what's the best solution to this problem?
Yeah.
So now they know that Nick is not going to help me. Nick is not going to solve my problem for me. And I think there's a fine balance. I'm going to say that there's a fine balance in this. Sometimes you have to get your hands dirty. Sometimes your employees do need your help. And you do not want to over-delegate too fast and just tell people something one time and send them on their way and just be the ultimate delegator. A lot of business owners, they read these books or they listen to these podcasts and they're like, oh yeah, I'm an expert delegator. I'm just going to tell everybody to do everything. And things go downhill very, very fast. So I like the framework of it's my job first. It's Nick's job first. When we started our storage business, I was the only employee. Everything was my job. Then it was our job. I hired somebody and it was both of our jobs. And then when they're ready and I've done the quality control and I have performance management in place to make sure that they continue to do a good job, then it's your job. So it's my job, our job, your job. And that's the better way to delegate than constantly being absolutely not helpful to any of your employees. So I think I'll preface it with that.
That's a great framework. I think very experienced leaders have trouble knowing when to lean in and when to lean out. And that's kind of one of the ways to get there, because you really want to have people you want to do it together so that you know that they're able to do it with something that's new to people. Although if you have senior people who've come in who've done it before, I think the expectation should be they should be able to do it pretty quickly without you.
I think getting your hands dirty and jumping into big problems inside your company is a necessary trait of every leader. If you can't spot problems, and if they're big enough problems and only you can solve these problems, if you're not willing to do the work, which many people aren't, they get above doing the work, whether it's CEOs, CFOs, middle management at companies, or a business owner, that's when your culture can really take a dive. And I think the other half of people management is understanding that people don't change. And that sounds heartless. And every time I post it on social media, people are like, Nick, people do change. You're mean. Okay, yes, people do change. 1 in 10 times, somebody will change. But I'm a business owner, which means I'm a poker player sitting at a table playing odds all day. I'm a gambler. I'm playing odds. Obviously, we hope the odds are in our favor and we can build a healthy company that produces, more upside than risk and more profit than loss and all these things. But I'm still playing odds. And why would I take those odds? Why would I take 1 in 10? So early in my career, an employee would mess up and I'd say, okay, it's my fault. I'm going to take ownership of that. And I think that's step one. Every single time an employee messes up, it's your fault as a business owner. There's no blaming the labor market, blaming how hard it is to hire people. Oh, nobody wants to work hard, whatever it is. Getting that extreme ownership over your business is step one. But step two is understanding that people aren't really going to change. And so when early in my career, I'd say, okay, somebody comes in, they mess something up. Oh, it's my fault. All I need is a little bit more training. I can fix them. I can help this. And then they'd mess up again. And then I'd say, okay, oh man, that was really bad. It's costing me money, but I can't afford to lose them. I got to train them even more. And I would just keep working with them. And I would drag on these people who statistically never change. Statistically, they don't. Dave Ramsey also, he's one of the folks that I follow quite heavily. His business stuff is really good. He says somebody called in. I'm going off on a little tangent here, but somebody called in and said, I'm really unhappy in my marriage. The finance is just not there. This guy, he spends all of his money. We got a $30,000 side-by-side out. We have a $1,000 truck payment. Now he wants to get a jet ski. And we don't even have our emergency fund. And Dave goes, what was this guy like before we married him? And she says, well, he had a jet ski, he had a side-by-side, he had no money, and he spent all his money. Okay, well, you married a golden doodle and you want a pit bull, or you married a pit bull and you want a golden doodle. What did you expect? Do you expect them to change once you got married? Okay, same with employees. So people do change, and you can absolutely develop people as a leader. But when you start to realize that they don't have the capability to make decisions, they can't handle stress, they make bonehead moves a lot, one of the most important things you can do in your business is to get those C players out of your organization.